Hello, this is Jesse Davis, and this is Raw Edit Week 41 of FroKnowsPhoto.com. Welcome. You know, I don't have a Fro. It's an issue for me. But I do shoot RAW. That's it. And I love cooking. So let's make something delicious out of this file. And, oops, this is the one I did before. Pretty steep technical difficulties on this MacBook to do this while screencasting, but I'll try to stumble through it and just showing you where we're going, and I'll show you how I got there. So here's the original. I liked this file when I first saw it, so I thought it was sharp, the composition was good. I thought it was a little flat, a little cold. And I wondered, you know, what would happen if these shadows under her chin and in, you know, by the dark part under her hair were kind of purple, you know, like you might draw if you're doing a life drawing or something. You often use purple to do shadows on skin tone. So I thought of doing that, and the way we're going to do that is with a blue curves adjustment, like only the blue channel. But first we're going to deal with these highlights. So I have my curves here on extended, which means, you know, on normal, the curves show you only so much. They show you exactly what the normal maximum of the image is. But when you go to extended, you can see what's hanging off the end in the headroom of the RAW file, which is cool because it's a bit more controllable than using the highlight slider or the recovery slider, which I never seem to like the look of. So you do it that way, and there you go. We've dealt with the highlights now. It's a bit less contrasty than it was. So actually let's pop a point there and pop a point above it so that we can, I can make it a bit brighter again. See, that's making it almost already more contrasty, but I want to keep the midtones kind of where they are for now because we're going to be molesting them. And there, we're just going to move that out a bit more. The pearls are still blowing out, okay. And if for now that's okay, I'm going to bring up the blacks just a bit. Again, I often do this instead of using the black point slider. Only time I ever use the black point slider is to recover blacks, and then I'll mess with the curves. So that's good. Oh, one thing, use a gamma corrected curve when you do this, and later on we're going to be using a linear curve as we push the color, because that seems to work a bit better. And if you use a gamma curve on the top of another gamma curve, which I'm going to do, I'll show you, we're going to add another curve adjustment. And that one will be our linear curve. But we'll get to that in a minute, because first I want to check the white balance here. If we look in the metadata, this is auto white balance, and yeah. Okay, auto white balance. Not my favorite thing to do because all your files come out with a different white balance. But it's easy enough to deal with. I'm going to try a preset. Color, daylight, white balance, daylight. Okay. No. No. Whoa. Oh, yeah. I'm going to go to daylight, and that's going to put us at 5500K. It moved it up quite a lot. So we can cool it down from there. 5,000, 5,100. Sure, why not? And it's still a bit kind of orangey looking. I'm going to make it a bit more red. There's, you know, some green in her hair. You can see. I'm going to try to knock that out with some magenta tint. All right, and okay. So, let's turn off that stupid focus point. Let's see what we've done so far. I'm going to turn on, or just show you the master file. Okay, so big improvement already, right? That looks nice. Of course, there's a lot of stuff, you know, in her skin that you would want to go and brush out. I'm not going to brush them out on camera because that would take longer than 15 minutes. But I have done them before, and I'm just going to lift the adjustments from there and plop them on here. The other thing to point out here is her eyes, for some reason, are electric blue. I don't know if people with blue eyes really have eyes like this, but I don't like it, so I'm also going to stamp on a color correction just for the eyeballs there. So that's stamp adjustments. And I chose which adjustments from the other image I was going to stamp, and there you see our eyes are much grayer. Debatable whether it's really better or not, but from the distance I think it looks a lot better. We're going to wait for it to load. It's doing its processing thing, and we're on screen grab, so I'm not going to switch around too much. But the eyes are fixed. Oh, and one more thing with her skin. Oh yeah, and I also stamped like a lot of you know, stuff like her nose zits and down here, and I broke up some tones somewhere. I mean, there's a lot of retouching to do for this file, of course, which you wouldn't get into for this develop. Now, I also dropped the sharpening in the raw processing lower, because, you know, that'll just do a little bit to take out some of the hard reflections and specular on her skin. Okay, now I want to get to my shadows, shadow walking. Down in my second curves adjustment, which is linear, and I'm going to look in the blue channel only. Now, I don't need to look at the extended range here, because this blue histogram shows me the histogram after I did my adjustments before. So just working in the normal range, I'm going to, let's see, slap a point right in the middle there, and another one to keep what I'm going to do now under control, and bring up the bottom half, the darker half of the image. And let's see what that gives us. Now this is going to cause a big color shift all over the image, as long in the darker areas of blue. Did that do anything? Come on now. Oh, the beach ball of glory. I love the beach ball. It's a common friend of mine. Okay, what's going on? Come on, talk to me. We're still in low-res preview. Loading! Yeah, this is a 5-year-old black MacBook. It's not a Pro. Yeah, it's a great computer for raw editing. You know, if you can't afford something like I got, you know, don't beat yourself up. It's not everyone can have a machine like this. Oh, look at that. All right. So now we've got pretty much the idea I'm going for, but I'm going to add a bit more darker blue. So I'm going to add another point in the darks. And that's going to, there we go. Okay, that's a bit too much. And I'm going to flatten out this with another point. Doesn't need to be so extreme. Well, why not? How's that look? And again, the first time I did this, it went a bit easier because I didn't have to wrestle with the screen update so much. But, you know, this is the idea behind the final I showed you before. So now we've got, yeah, pretty nice. Oh, see now, I've undone myself. I'm going to let the blue be less in the highlights. See what happens there. Yeah, so, you know, we've created our blue shadows, but they're a bit too light, to be honest. We can fix that with our gamma curve. Make everything a little darker. And yeah, that's a bit better. And we're going to move that up now. Processing like a dog, this computer. And, oh, okay, we're getting closer. Now, it is a bit blue and the hair is not where it needs to be right now. So, oh, you know, I might have destroyed the face again. The hardest part about this whole dealio is keeping what you want in the face. So that can mean, you know, it's pretty easy to break the tones of the face in different ways. I'm going to actually go into the greens. It looks like she's got green cheeks here, so I'm going to drop the greens in the highlights a bit. And I'm going to, there, she gets a bit oranger. I'm going to restore a bit. Okay, so now she's a bit more pleasantly but red. Just going to make that a tiny little adjustment. Now, I did this quite a lot with my original edit, and in the end I realized that my green curve was almost flat. You can nudge those with the keys. Let's see how much damage we've done. Quite a lot. Well, you know, it looks pretty nice. Still, though, I want more of that deep blue in the shadows. So back to the blue. Give it more. Up to 11. Now you see this flattening of the curve I've got here. That's gonna break a gradient. So there we go. That's a bit better. And let's really boost that. Okay, I'll be happy with that for now because I have to be. All right, to fix up the hair, I'm going to do another selective color adjustment. So I'm going to add another one of those. Add a new color adjustment. Oh, and actually, by the way, this is a good time to go into highlights and shadows. And like you Lightroom guys do, just add a bit of highlights. And that's going to bring back some of the more saturated color in the face, hopefully. Yeah, we'll leave it there for a minute. Yeah, makes it a bit darker though, which means we go up to our trusty steed, the gamma curve. Once it stops scrolling. Yeah, I love this computer. And there we go. Recording everything else? Yeah, okay. Alright, sure, why not? Back we go to our selective color. I'm going to choose this green because I don't need it. I'm going to choose a different color for that swatch. Apparently this is a hue of orange, believe it or not. I'm going to click that, and it's going to drop that down to there. And then I'm going to boost. Oh, come on, man. Don't beach ball me now. And loading. And thinking. Yay. Hello again. Technical difficulties. I had actually unplugged the laptop, so it was running a battery and throttling the CPU, causing all kinds of problems for us. So I'm going to show you what the end result is and how to get there from where we were. So, quickly, I think we're running out of time. So this is where we were with the blue channel and the alpha channel. Now, one thing I did was this point on the not the alpha, on the gamma channel was not here before because, oh come on baby, yeah, it's beat rolling again. Great. The stuff we did with the blues, to get the blue I really wanted washed out the blacks because we're bringing up the blue channel in the darks. And so I just added a bit more boominess to the blacks while having the blue channel like it is there. And that worked out pretty well. And the stuff we're doing with the hair, so I'll just show you how it ended up. This one, the top color adjustment here is for the eyes. So we'll leave that. Now, what you see here on this next color adjustment, the blues there are for the blue part of the eyes. And these two yellows, especially this one, control the hair. If I were to drag that up a bit more, you'd see the hair come out even more. And actually, maybe we'll just do that. But you see now it starts to screw with the skin as well, just like before. But, you know, that's pretty good. I like that right there. Doesn't look bad at all. And careful tweaking let me hold the skin in a kind of a natural way. I mean, it still looks kind of weird, but, you know, so do the blue shadows. So I'm pretty happy overall with it. The lips turned out pretty good, if I do say so myself. And the blue of the eyes really popped out. So that's all right with me. Thanks a bunch.